Hey guys, it's Mr. Wolf, and I'm going to be talking about cellular respiration, specifically looking over Target 1 of our third unit. So hopefully you guys have already written Target 1 down. It should be posted on top of the board, and you guys should have made a new target table of contents. So after you've written down the target, you guys could start taking notes in your biology notebook on cellular respiration. So cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is aerobic. So anytime we talk about an organism or we talk about aerobic respiration, we mean that it requires the presence of oxygen. And so a good way to remember this is when you think of aerobic, think of aerobics. When you're exercising, you are breathing in a lot of oxygen. So equate aerobic with oxygen. All right, so we've talked about oxygen. But cellular respiration as a whole, if we were going to define it, it's the process that releases energy in the presence of this oxygen. Right? And so if we were going to show the chemical formula for this, it would be this one right here. Now we could also just simplify it as well and just say, when we take glucose and oxygen and they'll react with the help of enzymes to produce carbon dioxide and water as products, but then we're going to get energy out of that as well. All right, so one interesting thing is that cellular respiration is essentially the same reaction as combustion. So I'll show, so this is the combustion reaction right here, and we'll have fuel. In this case, our fuel is going to be glucose. When you're burning firewood, what you are essentially doing is firewood is made out of cellulose, and cellulose is just all a bunch of glucose molecules. So when you are burning fire, you are literally burning glucose. And so when we have that in the presence of oxygen, we're going to release carbon dioxide, water, and a lot of energy, and we see that in fire. Right? And so why are these so similar, and why are they different? Why aren't we combusting every time our cells are undergoing this process? Well, what I'm going to show first here is kind of going back to Unit 1, talking about photosynthesis. And so that photosynthesis is talking about what's happening right here. So here's our reactants of photosynthesis, carbon dioxide and water. And we were eventually going to make glucose and oxygen as that byproduct with the input of energy. Now this is a step-by-step process. Energy's step-by-step is added to finally get our glucose. Now, when we have a combustion reaction, we have, as you can see on the graph, this glucose is at a pretty high energy level. And when it burns, all of that energy is just released at once. And so when it's all released at once, that's when we're going to get fire. So this is how combustion and cellular respiration are different. With cellular respiration, we're going to have that similar equation, but we're going to be doing it in steps. And so energy is released at gradual steps during cellular respiration. Right? And during each drop in step, we're going to release some energy at each step. And some of that energy is eventually going to go to make ATP. And during this whole process of cellular respiration, it's all mediated by enzymes. Right, and so another important thing about cellular respiration, we've talked about it, mitochondria being the powerhouses of the cell, providing the energy. And this is because cellular respiration is going to take place in the mitochondria. They contain the machinery. And so when I say machinery, they contain the enzymes for respiration to occur. All right, so now stop taking notes in your biology notebook, and what you guys should grab is the Targets Visualize worksheet that you guys should have picked up at the beginning of unit, and so of the day. So you can see there's Target 1, Target 2, Target 3. We're just going to focus on that left side today, just Target 1, and that's going to be on cellular respiration. So what I've drawn at first is kind of the border of a cell, so that you can see that. And I guess I'll have to draw a little bit on this. So that's the border of the cell right here. Right? And what this is right here, this is going to be our mitochondria. So sorry, I wasn't letting me drawing, but that bean-looking thing, that's going to be our mitochondria. And that kind of like that doorway that you see right there, that's going to be our glucose transporter. And so what you guys are going to be doing is draw exactly what you guys see here. And you guys could pause the video and rewind if you guys need to. All right, so here are going to be our reactants of cellular respiration. Glucose goes through the glucose transporter. We have oxygen that'll go through the membrane via simple diffusion. And what's going to happen is a lot of different things. And so let me explain what's going on right here. You're just going to draw what appears right here. So anything that I add with my pen, don't worry about drawing that. And so what's first going to happen is glucose is going to go through this process called glycolysis. Now what it's going to do is it's going to break down glucose a little bit. And you can see that there's kind of like this white area right here. Leave that there. We're going to go back to that in a couple days. But after glycolysis, after that first step of breaking down glucose just a little bit, glucose is going to enter our mitochondria. Right? And oxygen will enter our mitochondria here. And if you want, you could label, the outside of our little bean-looking thing. That is going to be our mitochondria. Right? And so our glucose and the oxygen are going to enter cellular respiration in the mitochondria. And there's two main processes that are going to be happening in here, and you don't really need to know a lot about them. You just have to know that they exist. And so there's two processes. One is called the Krebs cycle. The other one is called the electron transport chain. Don't worry about what's going on here. Just know that these are just stages in cellular respiration. That's it. What we care most about is our reactants and products of cellular respiration. So let's go on. And so from cellular respiration, we're going to get, a couple products. We are going to get carbon dioxide. We're going to get H2O. I know it's a little bit out of the screen here, but that's water. And we're going to get energy. So I actually want you to draw the energy line like this, where we have this black line and then energy, and then nothing beyond that. We're going to continue that on another day. And then just to kind of make things a little bit more realistic, you could draw kind of the squigglies around here, around our mitochondria, just to show that this is a mitochondria. All right, and so this really concludes it for the notes on Target 1 on cellular respiration, at least for now. And so this drawing right here on the Targets Visualize page, make sure that you guys draw this image right here. I'll be checking it tomorrow in class. All right, see you guys. Bye.